Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about cognitive biases, and I'm going to bring you 4 different cognitive biases that they're going to help you understand more your brain and how you can use cognitive biases to your benefit. You ready? Let's go. Cognitive biases refers to the pattern of thinking that we have in our brain, and when our brains take a shortcut in processing the information, that can lead to incorrect or false conclusions. Your brain really believes something, but it's only your perception when it's completely wrong or illogical. So I'm going to bring you 4 ways where you're going to understand a bit more what a cognitive bias is. You ready? Let's dive right in. The first cognitive bias is one that I really love, and it's called the Dunning-Kruger effect. And I like to explain it, long story short. The more you know about something, the more you know that you don't know. Meaning, when you're a completely beginner or newcomer to anything, you may feel that it's really easy, that you already get it, but you're just falling for the trap of the beginning, meaning you don't really know what you don't know. As you advance and you learn more about the topic, you start to understand that there's really more to it. So then you can see your own limitations. That comes when we're beginners. We don't know what we don't know because we don't know it yet. What happens is you're unaware of your own incompetence. So the more you understand about the topic, the more room you see for improvement, and the more you humble yourself. And okay, that's more to it than I thought. The Dunning-Kruger effect happens in all areas of life. For example, when you were at school and you didn't study much for an exam versus someone who's been studying for really long, the person that's been studying the longest, they might feel that they don't know exactly all the terms about mathematics, and they know they have some gaps in their knowledge. But the person that hasn't studied that much, they might overestimate their knowledge. So they might think they do better. And actually, it's the other way around. So we overestimate ourselves due to the Dunning-Kruger effect, but we underestimate ourselves as well. That's why when someone really knows about a topic, they feel humbled and they feel that they may not know as much. That's kind of funny, isn't it? So Dunning-Kruger effect. Number 2, the frequency bias, the Bader-Meinhof phenomenon. As you can see, I really like weird names when it comes to cognitive bias, but I just think they're better to remember. And they really call me up. You're really gonna like this one. Have you ever played the game when you're on the school bus and you try to spot different color of cars, and once you see a yellow car, you start seeing them everywhere? That comes from the Bader-Meinhof effect. That means when we learn about something or we notice something, then we start to see it more and we think that it's happening more, but it's just our perception. It's not happening more frequently. You're just noticing it more. A man called Terry Mullen learned about this Bader-Meinhof gan in a blog, and after learning about them, he started to see them everywhere, and he thought they were starting to become more prevalent, when in fact was only that his perception has changed. So he started to noticing them. When Terry Mullen shared his experience in a blog, everybody in the blog started commenting, feeling the same, that they started to see them everywhere. So this journalist named Dave Wilton, he wrote about the incident, and it was named as the Bader-Meinhof phenomenon. Another example that might sound familiar is when you buy some pretty nice shoes or some piece of clothing that you really like and you think it's really original, and after you do it, you started noticing them, that people are wearing them. You see them in blogs, you see them in Instagram, you see them on TV, and you think that everybody has got them and they're copying you, but you just didn't pay attention before. So the Bader-Meinhof phenomenon, or the frequency bias, the more we notice something, the more we see it, as our perception is ready to spot it whenever else we see it. Let's go for the next one. Number 3, the Ben Franklin effect. The Ben Franklin effect is a psychological phenomenon that refers to when somebody does a favor to us, they're more prone to do us a favor again. even more than somebody we ourselves have done a favor to. And this actually has to do with the consistency bias. It's that people like to be consistent with their actions. So if somebody has already done a favor to you, even if it's holding your cup of coffee on the street, they're more likely to do you a favor again, even if it's big. And even if they don't like you, they'll just probably gonna do it. And I first read this in Robert Cialdini's book Influence. And it was really, really interesting because he uses it in persuasion. And Ben Franklin said in his autobiography, in his own words, he that has once done you a kindness will be more ready to do you another than he whom you yourself have obliged. Same words, more like Ben Franklin. Let's say you at a bar and you want to speak to a girl or to a guy and you don't know exactly how to start a conversation. You can just be close to them and just ask them to hold your cup. Once they agree, you can ask something else and they will be more happy to reply to you or to do you any other type of favor. This is kind of manipulative, so you have to use it carefully. People use it when they try to sell us something. If somebody comes to your house, they ask you for a pen to fill up a form where they going to sell you something. That's quite funny. Or they ask you for a glass of water, or they ask you for just a small thing that will build this rapport where you'll have to be consistent with your actions when they ask you. Because once you say yes, you want to say yes again, even if in your mind you don't understand it. That's where the cognitive biases come from. And number 4, confirmation bias. This is one that we can know very, very well. And it's when we have a pre-thought belief or perception about any type of topic. We will look for only news or articles or opinions that will reinforce what we already believe in. If we believe in a political party that is left or right, we will ignore the articles that speak goodly about the one that we do not support. Our brain tricks us and it just zones out on stuff that it doesn't care about, opinions, thoughts, anything that is not in accordance to what we already believe in. So it's very dangerous because it creates different bands and it creates divisions, and people just indulge in the same type of content, in the same type of article, where you don't give any critical thought to your mind. When you see yourself falling victim of confirmation bias, think about it again. And a disclaimer, not not because you know about cognitive bias means that you're immune to cognitive bias. And that's actually a cognitive bias, where someone who knows about it thinks is already enough to be immune. She's fascinating. I fucking love this stuff. So I hope you really like this cognitive bias little series that I've done. And let me know if it's helped you out. And let me know if you know about any other type of cognitive bias. I'll hear you out. Type on the comments and follow me everywhere. I'll see you soon. Bye.